All right, welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. Today, we're going deeper than your average web slinger.
Okay.
We're going to be exploring the career of Tom Holland.
Sounds good.
We're using excerpts from a biography about Tom's life. And trust me, you might be surprised by what you learn about the man behind the mask.
I'm ready.
You ready for this?
Absolutely. We're going way back,
Yeah.
long before the Marvel Universe, to see what really shaped this talented actor.
Okay, so get this. Tom Holland's first love wasn't acting, it was dance.
Really?
Apparently, Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation had him hooked.
Wow.
Can you picture little Tom busting a move?
I actually can, and it makes sense. Dance, especially the intense style Jackson was known for, requires incredible discipline and physical awareness.
Right.
That early training probably gave him a foundation for the stunts and agility he's known for now.
Wow. I hadn't thought about it like that. So he's got this dedication early on. But how does a Janet Jackson-loving dancer end up on the London stage?
He was scouted at a school performance.
No.
Let's talk about right place, right time. At 12 years old, he landed the lead in Billy Elliot the Musical on the West End.
Wow.
Singing, dancing, acting, the whole package.
Hold on, West End at 12. That's not your average school play.
Right.
That's a pressure cooker for an adult actor, let alone a kid.
Exactly. That experience probably built a level of professionalism and stamina most actors don't develop until much later. It's like boot camp for performers.
Yeah.
It's no wonder he transitioned to film so smoothly.
Okay, so we've got the dance background, the intense stage experience. How does the impossible fit into all this? That was his first big film role, right?
It was a huge leap from musical theater to a disaster film based on the 2004 tsunami, starring alongside Naomi Watts and Ewan McGregor.
Wow.
Talk about a trial by fire.
I remember that film being incredibly intense. What kind of challenges does an actor, especially a young one, face in a movie like that?
Just imagine the emotional weight of portraying a family caught in that disaster. On top of that, there's the technical side. Working with special effects, reacting to things that aren't really there, maintaining that level of intensity take after take.
Oh, gosh.
It's a real test of an actor's ability.
He got some serious award nominations for that role. Clearly, he passed the test with flying colors.
He did. It showed a depth and range that went beyond his age.
Yeah.
You could see right then this kid was something special, and then, of course, came the role that would make him a household name.
Spider-Man. He beat out hundreds of actors for that part. But what was it about Tom Holland that made him the perfect Peter Parker?
The casting directors weren't just looking for an actor. They were looking for an athlete. They wanted someone who could embody the physicality of Spider-Man. The agility, the stunts, the whole package.
All right.
Tom's dance and gymnastics background made him a natural fit.
Plus, he's got that youthful energy, that awkward charm that's so essential to Peter Parker. He's not just a superhero.
Right.
He's a relatable teenager.
Yeah. Exactly. And he brought a fresh perspective to the character, emphasizing Peter's high school life and struggles, making him even more relatable to younger audiences.
His debut in Captain America. Civil War was a game changer. Suddenly there was this new energetic Spider-Man swinging onto the scene, and everyone loved him.
It was the perfect introduction. And then came the standalone films Homecoming and Far From Home, each building on his portrayal and showing his growth as an actor.
And of course, we can't forget No Way Home. It was more than just a film.
Yeah.
It was a pop culture phenomena.
Right.
Bringing together different generations of Spider-Man breaking box office records. It was pure movie magic.
It was a defining moment for Tom Holland's career. No Way Home cemented his place in the Superhero Hall of Fame.
But what's interesting is that even with all this Spider-Man success, he didn't let himself get typecast. He continued to choose roles that pushed his boundaries and showed his range. In 2017, he starred in The Lost City of Z, a historical adventure, a completely different vibe from the Marvel Universe.
The Lost City of Z proved he could hold his own in a serious dramatic role. He showed a different side of himself, a maturity and intensity that went beyond the web slinging. This is where we really start to see him diversifying his skills and proving he's more than just a superhero.
And then in 2020, he takes on The Devil All the Time, a dark psychological thriller. Talk about a 180 from Spider-Man. I mean, you've seen this film. What did you think of his performance? Was he convincing as this troubled character?
He absolutely was. This role required a completely different type of intensity. a brooding darkness that was miles away from the quippy, energetic Spider-Man. It was a bold choice, and he nailed it.
It's fascinating to see this deliberate choice to explore such different genres. He's not just riding the superhero wave. He's actively seeking out roles that challenge him and showcase his versatility.
That's what makes him such an exciting actor to watch. You never quite know what he's going to do next. And speaking of the unexpected, that same year he took on voice acting in Pixar's Onward.
Okay, so we've got the superhero, the historical adventurer, the dark and brooding character, and now a Pixar voice. That's range.
Exactly. He's proving he can handle any genre thrown at him. And that brings us to 2022 and the action-packed world of Uncharted.
Oh, yeah?
The video game adaptation.
More stunts, more action, but this time with a treasure hunting twist. Did this role require any special skills or training?
You bet. This was a physically demanding role full of intense fight choreography and stunts. Tom's commitment to physicality was really put to the test here. It showcased his dedication to his craft and his willingness to push himself to the limit.
From dancing to swinging, from skyscrapers to fighting treasure hunters, it's clear Tom Holland is no stranger to pushing boundaries. But amidst all this action and adventure, let's not forget about the man behind the mask.
That's right. It's time to dive into the personal side of Tom Holland, the man beyond the roles he plays.
So what can you tell us about the real Tom Holland? What's he like when he's not saving the world or hunting for lost cities?
Well, for starters, he's a big dog lover. Huh? He's constantly posting pictures of his Staffordshire Bull Terrier Tessa on social media.
Oh, come on.
It's adorable.
You got me with the puppy pics. Okay, but seriously, what else can you tell us about his personality? How does he handle all the fame and attention?
He seems remarkably grounded, especially considering he's been in the spotlight since he was a kid. His family plays a huge role in keeping him humble. They're incredibly close.
That's so important, having that strong support system when you're navigating the craziness of Hollywood. But it can't be easy, right? The constant scrutiny, the pressure to maintain a perfect image.
It's definitely a challenge, but Tom seems to handle it all with a good sense of humor. He doesn't take himself too seriously.
Yeah.
Remember his reputation as Spoiler Man?
Oh, absolutely.
It's become legendary. He's notorious for accidentally revealing plot twists in interviews.
Right.
But instead of getting defensive or trying to hide it, he owns it.
Yeah.
He laughs it off, makes jokes about it. It's disarming and endearing.
It's refreshing, isn't it? In a world where so many celebrities are carefully crafting their public image, Tom's willingness to be himself, flaws and all, makes him so much more relatable.
Exactly. And that authenticity shines through in his relationship with Zendaya. You can tell it's genuine, not just a publicity stunt.
Their relationship seems to have captured the hearts of fans worldwide. What is it about this pairing that resonates so strongly with people?
I think it's the fact that they seem so normal, so down to earth. Despite being two of the biggest young stars in Hollywood, they support each other's careers, they make fun of each other, they just seem genuinely happy together.
It's a nice reminder that even amidst all the glitz and glamour, love and connection can still prevail.
Absolutely. And speaking of using his platform for good, let's talk about the Brothers Trust.
Oh yes, his charity. Tell us more about that.
He co-founded it with his family back in 2017. It's all about supporting a variety of causes, from children's hospices to anti-bullying organizations. What I find particularly admirable is that they're very hands-on with their approach.
What do you mean?
They don't just write checks. They actively engage with the charities they support. Tom and his brothers participate in fundraising events, visit beneficiaries, and use their social media to raise awareness.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
It's not just about charity for show. It's about making a real difference in people's lives. It makes you wonder, you know?
After what?
Well, we've talked about Tom's dedication to his craft, his willingness to push boundaries as an actor. But where does that drive come from? What motivates him to keep striving and keep challenging himself?
It's a great question. I think part of it might stem from that early experience in Billy Elliot. Being thrust into such a demanding role at such a young age probably instilled a strong work ethic and a desire to constantly improve.
That makes sense. It's like he learned early on that success requires dedication and a willingness to push yourself beyond your comfort zone. And he's certainly carried that mindset throughout his career, tackling diverse roles and genres.
Exactly. From the physical demands of Spider-Man to the emotional depths of the devil all the time. He's constantly seeking out new challenges and proving his versatility. It makes you wonder what direction he'll head in next.
He's mentioned taking a break from acting, possibly to explore directing or producing. What do you think about that?
Could you see him behind the camera?
Oh, absolutely. He's clearly a creative force, and I think he'd bring a unique perspective to filmmaking. Imagine a Tom Holland-directed superhero movie. Or maybe a gritty indie drama. The possibilities are endless.
I'm excited to see what he does next, whatever path he chooses. But, you know, as much as we've talked about his successes, his triumphs, it's important to acknowledge the other side of the coin.
What do you mean?
Well, fame comes with a price, right? The constant pressure, the lack of privacy, the scrutiny, it can take a toll. Tom's been open about his struggles with anxiety, particularly around auditions and press events. That's true. It's a reminder that even superheroes have their vulnerabilities, and his honesty about his struggles is commendable. It helps to destigmatize mental health issues and shows others that it's okay to ask for help.
It also makes him even more relatable, more human. He's not some untouchable celebrity. He's a real person grappling with real challenges just like the rest of us, and that's something to admire.
Absolutely. It's a reminder that behind the fame, the fortune, the superhero suit, he's still just Tom, a young man navigating the complexities of life and trying to find his place in the world.
But how does someone in his position maintain a sense of normalcy? How do you stay grounded when the whole world is watching your every move?
That's the million-dollar question. And it's something we'll explore further in the final part of our deep dive. We'll look at the challenges and triumphs of maintaining a sense of self in the face of overwhelming fame.
And we'll examine what the future might hold for this talented young actor. What roles might he take on? What stories might he tell? What legacy will he leave behind? Welcome back to Deep Dive. We've covered a lot of ground with Tom Holland, the dancer, the web slinger, the philanthropist, the guy who just really loves his dog.
He's quite the multifaceted individual, isn't he?
But as we were discussing before, fame has a way of magnifying everything. The highs are higher, but the lows can be pretty brutal too.
Exactly.
So how does someone like Tom, who's been in the spotlight for so much of his life, navigate those pressures and stay true to himself?
Well, it's not easy. It's a constant balancing act. He's talked about struggling with anxiety, especially in situations where he feels exposed or vulnerable.
And those situations are kind of unavoidable. When you're a global superstar, every interview, every red carpet appearance, every social media post is scrutinized and analyzed.
Right, it's a lot to handle. And I think that's why his decision to take a break from acting is so interesting.
It was a bold move, especially considering he's at the peak of his career. What do you think prompted that decision?
I think it shows a real maturity and self-awareness. You know, he's recognizing that his mental health is just as important as his career. It's about setting boundaries and prioritizing his well-being.
It's a good reminder for all of us, really. Success isn't just about achievement, it's about finding a sustainable balance in life. But what do you think he'll do with this time off?
It's anyone's guess. Maybe he'll travel the world, reconnect with old friends, pursue hobbies he hasn't had time for. He's a young guy with a lot of interests.
Maybe he'll finally get that pilot's license he's always talked about.
Or maybe he'll dive headfirst into a completely different field, like writing or music. Who knows? The point is he's taking time for himself, and that's a powerful message to send.
It is. It challenges the notion that we have to constantly be constantly striving for the next big thing. Sometimes stepping back is the most productive thing you can do.
Absolutely. And it'll be interesting to see what he brings to his work when he does return to acting. Maybe this time away will give him a fresh perspective, new insights into himself and the world.
I'm excited to see what the future holds for him. But regardless of what roles he takes on, what stories he tells, he's already left an undeniable mark on the entertainment industry.
He's redefined what it means to be a superhero both on and off screen. He's shown that you can be strong and vulnerable, successful and humble, talented and grounded.
He's inspired countless young people to pursue their dreams, to embrace their individuality, and to use their platform for good.
And perhaps most importantly, he's reminded us that even in a world obsessed with fame and perfection, it's our authenticity, our humanity that truly resonates.
Well said.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of Tom Holland, let's reflect on what we've learned.
We've seen that talent and dedication can take you far, but it's the choices you make along the way that define who you are.
Tom's journey is a testament to the power of hard work, the importance of staying true to yourself, and the courage to prioritize your well-being.
It's a reminder that success isn't just about reaching the top, it's about the impact you have on others and the legacy you leave behind.
And on that note, we'll leave you with this question. What kind of legacy do you want to create? What mark will you leave on the world? Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.